Hi, welcome back to Square Syndrome TV Podcast, the best TV podcast in the land. Says I am your host, Ben Gilman. As always, I'm joined by Troy Salmon.
Hello, guys.
Yes, fantastic. And I am joined by my other boss, Alex De Toro. She's joining us again. Hello, welcome back. Hi.
Hello. It's been a very long time. Hi, everyone.
Welcome back.
Nice to see you.
We're coming back.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it? I've got the excuses here. Helen is at a Doctor Who expedition, which is, I don't know if we have to explain that to Alex Troy, which is
you can if you want.
Sci-fi show. Alien goes in a box, travels around time and space, solves the world, and it's British. It's now got a woman. She's going to turn into a black man at the end of this year. It's basically the Doctor, unlike James Bond, where it's a different person taking a code name. The Doctor is an alien who can, when they're about to die, they change into the next actor. So it's the same character, but with a different face. They remember the previous people. So now it's a woman. Now we've got a black man, and it's diverse. It's nice. So they're all got to be British though, for some reason. They're from an alien planet of British people. But I mean, she's gone to the expedition in London, and Tyler's gone to bang some cock in Thailand. Where's Bangkok? That was terrible.
What the heck was that?
I'm going to apologise for that because Tyler's going to get a reputation. I'm sorry, Zara. I don't know, where is Bangkok? Is it? We can't recover that.
I don't know where it is. I need to go exactly. Do you want me to find it on a map?
Well, we want to apologise.
Why are you making that face?
Oh, this podcast has already gone off the rails in the first 2 minutes. It's brilliant.
It's blowing on Tara shape in here.
Well, no, they'll be back hopefully next week. I mean, we hope they will.
So where is she, really?
Bangkok.
Yeah, she actually is in Bangkok.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've gone for the cheap, easy joke there. We've gone straight.
Look at cheap heat, man.
How long is she gone? How long is she going to be there for?
I don't know, a week, but she's definitely happy. I know that she's away from Singapore, so she's traveling. She's threatening to come to the UK at some point. So
yeah, she's doing well.
I would love to do a podcast where we're all in the same country. We have to do that. That would be amazing.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's something we have to try and aim for later in the year when she turns up. That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I just want to do some TV news. Again, Doctor Who. Sorry, Alex. This is most probably going way over your head. You should watch that show, though. So, it dropped on Sunday. Jodie Whittaker's leaving. We already know that. She's gone. She's awful. So, that's good. I'm glad she's gone at the end of the year. We've said this many times. She's one of the worst doctors of all time.
Horrible.
Can't act. It's not because, they had another female doctor. The female can be a doctor and it can work. Her name is Jo Martin and she's amazing.
Yes. There we go.
Female Time Lords can work. I'm not a sexist pig. You just picked the wrong actress. She's not very good. Perfect. So they've gone for, this is a guy from Sex Education, Alex. Eric.
Yes.
No.
On the Benz guys.
I'm going to try and get this right. Ncuti Gatwa.
That's his name.
I've got it right. I wanted to get that right. It's difficult.
Hey, check it out.
Ncuti Bang Bang, Mr. Bang Bang. He's Scottish.
No way.
Because he thanked all the other Scottish doctors who have played it in the past thanked him on Instagram for keep it going. And when he thanked them, you could hear a little Scottish twang on the Instagram. I was like, oh yeah, because you play an Englishman in Sex Education. So I've never picked up he's Scottish.
Never.
But a lot of people a lot of positive feedback and people were excited because it's Sex Education. It's Eric from Sex Education. Everyone's like, oh, when I first saw it, I was in the park. We're looking at the ducks with my wife. I put my phone on and I saw one of David Tennant, the 10th Doctor's wife, was like, this guy. I'm like, oh, that's Eric from Sex Education, 14th Doctor. What? My wife didn't care. My wife just was like, yeah, cool. She doesn't care about Doctor Who. I was like, oh, he's the 14th Doctor. Yeah, cool. She was looking at ducks, whatever. But like, I freaked out and texted you in the group. I was like, look, who's the 14th Doctor? Smack. Because I was like, that's Eric, baby.
I saw it. I was like, no, they're actually doing that. I was like, no, they're doing that. I was like, I was like, oh, snap. Surprised that got me. I was like, wow.
There's
No,
already.
But wow in a good way, or wow in like.
Because he's a great actor and he's going to bring so much energy. You need to be crazy to be the Doctor and like be weird. Jodie Whittaker doesn't bring that. Every other Doctor before is a bit crazy. He's going to bring so much energy. He just needs to be Eric from Sex Education, laughing at everyone. Like the some parodies already started to put him in old clips of Doctor Who with like an alien. He's like, ha, 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 ha. And like that's what you need to do. Like, just have him laugh.
Oh my god!
You need to have him laughing in the TARDIS as he travels around solving problems and just be like a big smiley. That's what I want.
Yeah, but the thing is, Jodie Whittaker's one was so forced when she tried to mute. I was like, oh, so everything about it was so forced.
You know what she does? It's the one thing the Doctor never does. The Doctor always tries to sacrifice himself for everybody else. He tries to get everyone out of the room.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
And they always have to punch him out. So they sacrifice because he inspires them to be heroes. They make sure he goes to go save the universe for another day. So they will go, they'll sacrifice themselves. Like, she fucking runs. Like, oh, you're doing it. Right, bye. Off she goes. It makes
Oh my, yes, you're right. You're right, Ben. She does do that. She does.
And it's not because she's a woman. It's because I've noticed it on the Easter special. She did it again. She he's like the pirate was like, I'm gonna save the world, and the other doctors were like, no. I do it. It's my responsibility.
Yeah, you ain't doing it. I'll do it. Yeah.
And instead she was like, yeah, cool. Ran off with her best friend. It's like, just fucking die and regenerate, woman, so that I can get my next Doctor. I want you gone. Like,
doesn't care about anyone.
Do we know when this is gonna happen? When is she gone?
She is gone. There's a 100th BBC anniversary, so they're going to put Doctor Who there. She's going to regenerate there into Ncuti. And I expect some really saucy sex education, sexy line from him when he regenerates into her. Does the whole thing, woman into man again. There's been a lot of sexist comments. Doctor Who has a penis again. Good. Put a penis in the TARDIS. Good. That's wrong. No one's mentioned his skin color. This is a nice thing. No one has mentioned the skin color or his sexuality. Everyone's very excited. Some have mentioned he's a man again, which is good. Any man, which is a bit.
Any man is good.
But no one's mentioned his skin color or his sexuality. They've gone, cool, fine, go with it. Just have fun. And a lot of sex education fans will come back over to Doctor Who now to watch him. So I think because she's tanked the ratings so low, he will bring the show back up with the Netflix viewers coming over to watch Doctor Who.
There's no way you can get lower than that. Her Doctor Who was like the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped watching it ages ago.
What? Which one?
Doctor Who. I can't remember what Doctor it was.
She knows. So Alex is cool. I knew this, but which Doctor was it?
I'd have to Google to tell you because I saw so many of Doctor Who.
I've stuck with it because I'm a stubborn person. I have to stick by Doctor Who, even when it's
I almost fell off at Matt Smith's. I almost fell off at that point because
Peter Capaldi was my Doctor. He was perfect. I've gone back and watched him, and you go back. Right, I watched the episode with the Ice London with the whale. Now this is how different it is to now. They deal with the fact that the companion is black. Right? They do it in a really clever way because she goes, I'm black, it's 1800s London, I'm going to be stolen. And he went, if they do, I will have a word with them. That's how they deal. They go with the fact that the companion is a different colour and time traveling in the past is difficult. What they've done with this Doctor is, Jodie Whittaker, they banged on about it too much. I'm a woman, I'm much better than a man. first
Yeah.
episodes they did that. I'm much better now because I'm not a man anymore. And it's that type of on the nose punching me in the face with like
Feminism.
yeah, every white man is a villain.
Yeah.
Every white man is a villain. It's like, oh my God, no, this is wrong. You've empowered women and people of color and other people that aren't just white celebrities. That's fantastic. You've done a lot of good in this era of Doctor Who. You brought females to the fore more. That's all good, but telling everyone, we and Troy have had this a lot on the podcast recently. There's an element of white man evil on everything now.
Yeah.
I've noticed it in the Marvel universe as well.
Slowly seeping in there. Yeah, slowly.
If you watch Marvel, Alex, you know about WandaVision, and Wanda, and is she a good guy, a bad guy? Because they seem to forgive women in the Marvel universe a lot. If you go murder people, you're allowed off because you're a woman. But if you're a white guy now in the Marvel universe, you're the bad guy. You're getting replaced by women, and you don't replace people of color with a woman. And it kind of feels like, let's get all the white guys out. I know Marvel had a lot of white people in the Avengers, but they're moving them out. That's great. Diversity, I'm all for that. But you can't keep saying white men are the bad thing.
Yeah, there needs to be a balance.
You've got to do it. They're doing great, Marvel, with the diversity. I'm excited to see this amazing Hispanic, Asian, Middle Eastern, white, black combination of Avengers in the next movie. Whenever it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing when they get there. It's great. Thumbs up. But there's a message that's popping up in a lot of shows at the moment I'm watching, and I've noticed it. I can't see a positive white character anywhere. A male character. White women, fine. But I would like to see a bit more. To just have what you've got, the diversity. I love that. But mix up the bad guy occasionally, so it's not just the white. Have the diversity. I think we do need to keep going down this road. This is great. Just have the white guy not always be the bad guy. Occasionally, but just have like occasionally a positive white character, like, and then you've got a perfect mixer now. That's what I want to see. Sorry, I've rambled. It's measured. It's very measured. But I'm great. I think it's great to see other people's viewpoints on stuff. Marvel's done it better than Doctor Who, I think.
Yeah, Doctor Who's like fell off. He's fell off a massive cliff.
So yeah, that's it. So I'm really excited that Sex Education's guy is going to be. He won't. I don't know if he can do both shows. It's most probably going to be impossible. Doctor Who's like 9 months of the year.
Yeah.
So
Most of the time it's going to filming that
season 5. Damn.
Yeah.
He's in season 4, but look for Eric to leave in season 4 because he's got. Like, they won't be able to keep him.
It's out of there. Doctor Who, bro. It's his time now.
But anyway, so we talked about Doctor Who for the first 15 minutes and then it really crude back at Tara, so we're going to move on. So, Alex, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I'm going to be as detailed, but I have one pick and possibly a second one. So, yeah. So recently, I watched something called This Is Going to Hurt.
Talked about this before. This is a great British show on the BBC iPlayer. Just go ahead. I want to get your. At the time, we didn't have any females on the show to talk about it. We didn't have Helen or Tara. I want to hear female perspective. Was it going to be your pick? I love the show because it's a different side of representation.
So basically, it's a great show. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I cried, I laughed. It's super funny. It's heartbreaking. It's also very interesting to see sort of like how it is for doctors in some ways. You know, we can't generalize that this is the life of every doctor. But it is based on a true story, and it's based on a book by Adam Kay, who used to work in the NHS for some years. So he wrote his memoirs, sort of, about what it was like to work in the NHS and in a very particular department, which is gynecology. I don't know how to say this, and obstetrician. Sorry, no, I never say these words in English. So he is, sort of like, he is the actor that does Adam Kay's sort of role is a guy called
Ben Whishaw. He's the Q in Bond. He was Daniel Craig's Bond guy that used to happen with the gadgets.
Really great actor. I've never seen him before.
And he's Paddington.
Well impressed. Very good actor. It's a very real TV series. There's only one season, so you guys won't have to be looking at thousands of, episodes. And there's also like
TV.
a bit of a side, because it's becoming a bit tiring with so many episodes with some of this TV series. I just find it a bit overwhelming.
I like to call this, just to interject with what you're saying there, Alex. Me and Troy have bitched about like old American shows with their 22 episodes a season thing. I like the modern Netflix and America now have adopted the British method of 6 to 10 episodes a year. It's
thank you.
Yeah,
you're not putting a load of filler in, and it doesn't feel like a mouth.
Yeah, because it's just like fluff.
Yes.
Yeah, so filler. Most
like sitcom, but for drama, it doesn't work.
They just get to the point, isn't it? And good acting. He's also showing a little bit of a difficulty with him coming out as being gay with his family, and sort of like, I guess, the work-life balance, between work and how you manage your relationships, and how you can at times maybe keep too much of the stress to yourself because you don't really necessarily want to talk about work with your partner. I thought that was like quite an interesting and very real thing that probably a lot of people go through. Like, we all go through some job struggle, and we don't want to sort of like drag on talking about it. So I think it also talks a bit about opening up and like being emotionally aware and being aware of how work is fitting in with your life. How is it fitting in with your relationships? How are you having good quality of life? Because I guess it can be forgotten. So I think that could be a good message. I'm not going to say much more about other stories happening. But it was very, very touching. It was a very nice, stepping away from what you're saying, those USA or American or long TV series that are just full of sort of like nonsensical dramas. This is a very real drama,
There's a big difference now because there's American shows that have got 7 seasons, but if they're 10 episodes each, it's 70. If that was the old American way, it's a 240. There's a big difference in wanting to go through that. Like, it's big. It's massive. It can make a big difference.
Exactly. It's like the show The Fugitive. How many, like, 100 and something episodes? Just like, what
oh my god, yeah.
You may remember the last time you were on this podcast, Alex. Troy was talking about One Piece, that anime that went on for 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
It's sometimes insane, like
it's
how many
insane.
episodes.
Yeah.
Crazy. I can't do it. Like, no.
To be honest, I'm a very good, like, I can watch so many in one go. I'm very committed.
It's quite disheartening though when you see there's another 22 a season. You're like, ah.
But when you've got that many, like, sorry, but I'm not gonna watch this. Like, I think I've already stopped watching the Valhalla Vikings or whatever because it's just too long.
Which one? The original Vikings or the Valhalla? The second, this is the other one, the new one.
The one on Netflix. I think it's the new one.
Oh, the new one, Valhalla. Isn't as good though, to be honest. I watched it and I was like,
yeah, like first few episodes, okay.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, the new one wasn't that good to me.
Yeah. Again, because they're doing 45 minutes to I don't know how long. This one is on BBC Player. It's about 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's easy to look up, but yeah, I don't
Is it
know.
all the handsome men, Alex? Is that why it's easy to look at?
I was watching that one for the handsome men. Yeah, to be honest,
I know it. No.
gets boring. There's some very interesting men.
I don't mind 45 minutes. I mean, like, I think, I mean, I don't mind, like, if a show's got 8 to 10 hours of storytelling, you can tell a good story. And Marvel's gone down to 6 now.
Yeah.
They've gone away from the Netflix things of 13 episodes. They've gone down to 6, which is perfect. 6 hours. I mean, that's enough time to tell a good story. A limited series, you can do a storyline in 6 to 8 hours. You don't need more than 10 episodes a season to do anything.
No, exactly. Makes
Unless you're Doctor Who, which then, for example, you're landing in a different place each week. It's like an anthology show. You're just changing the story each week.
Yeah.
That doesn't drag you down. But if you're doing a week to week, the storyline is continuing, it can be quite draggy when it's 22 episodes. I love Buffy. I love mid-90s shows, but the season length, I wouldn't go back through that ever again.
The thing is, it was another time when we used to watch thousands of episodes. I didn't mind it before.
Now you've got so much
For some
competition.
reason, in the last few months, I'm just like, no, I'm not watching all of this.
I think to me, it's just also I feel like I've got less time to watch them now. It's just like I think I could just like binge, like literally watch about 20 episodes, no problem in a day.
I feel like I'm binging more TV now because of the shorter run times, which is good because I'm getting a variety of different shows now.
That's why variety. That's
it's
why.
just trying to figure out what to watch is impossible now because there's so much competition. TV's come up to the level of film now. It's ridiculous. Like everything is pretty good.
Yeah, basically.
There's so much as well. There's so many options.
It's competitive, and you forget about during the year. You realise what's being released. You know, I totally forgot about that show back in January. When you get to December, you're like, yeah, that was this year, wasn't it? Shit.
But to be fair, the other thing I wanted to say, because like lately I've been watching more TV series on BBC, strangely. So I've moved on a little bit from Netflix. I've been really enjoying it. Like I've seen quite a few that are very, very recommendable.
Okay.
And this is one of them. And shall I go on to the next pick, or do you want to say anything else about?
No, go for it. I want to hear.
No. I'm
excited. I'm like holding my hands. Like, is it something I've seen?
I haven't finished it, but there was another one. I didn't want to talk about this one, but you know, next time I come, I can talk about Fleabag.
I'm ready. Ah! Yes.
So good. But I haven't. I started seeing it quite a while ago, and then I stopped. But the one I started to watch recently is called Upload.
Upload, yes. Upload, yes. Go on there, Alex.
Is this on BBC though? I can't. No, this is on Amazon.
Yeah, it is
Amazon. It's up on Amazon.
Yes. Amazon. I've not seen this one. I thought it was a BBC show. Upload. Go ahead.
Well, I was initially very. Have you watched it, Troy?
Watched the first season. I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The new season's come out as well. Yeah.
I've watched the first one. I'm not sure if I'm ready to watch the second one.
No, not yet. I haven't watched it yet. I'm saving that. But yeah. Incredible.
So,
my little sister, she kept telling me to watch it for so long. So she was like, oh, watch Upload. And I'm like, nah, that's too much to watch.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Alex has more in common with TV than I do with my best friend. Every time she's on this show, Troy knows everything she's watching. Right? So it's like, no.
Everything Ben brings up, I'm like, I know what the heck he's watching. And Alex comes, yes, go.
You guys are meant to be best friends as well, I think.
Well, there you go.
Good. It's always interesting to watch.
Perfect taste. Alex has perfect taste. Go ahead, Alex. Go on.
Right, so Upload. Didn't do lots of investigation, sorry guys, but it's basically a sort of like dystopian story about people, about the world. Should I say? Well, I don't want to spoil it, but it's something about uploading our lives after the afterlife into this sort of like VR reality, which is a bit crazy, and it makes no sense whatsoever.
This show is incredible. I don't know what I think the show was. Oh my goodness.
But the story is like insane. Like, it's so insane.
The way, if you see the first few episodes, this is why I'm laughing, because literally the way this guy is uploaded into the system is insane. I'm like, oh my god, that's savage.
It's brutal.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So be surprised. You will be surprised. It's quite. It's also very funny. It's very comical.
The humor is.
It's got some good humor.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's got some good turns, that you don't expect.
That's good.
It's a little bit cheesy,
A little cheesy at times, yeah.
At times there's a bit of cheese.
Yeah. Every good comedy is a little bit of cheese, A little bit of cheese, what I'm saying?
Just enough.
Just enough. Just a little bit, a little sprinkle.
But, yeah, I'd recommend it. It's it's a good, just for fun. It's quite interesting. It's an interesting idea, and there's so much right now with VR everywhere. And
watching YouTubers play VR is very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The graphics have got to like movie quality, so horror games on the VR is always funny to watch them freak out because it's coming right for your face now. It's not on the TV screen, right here, right like face hugger from
amazing.
Your eyes.
Oh, imagine an alien VR, that'd be amazing. Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Oh god, don't give me ideas, Troy.
That would be incredible. Oh my gosh, alien VR, my god. Woo-wee.
Okay.
So that's me, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
I'm gonna recommend on one of my picks something Alex absolutely has to watch on iPlayer. Actually, that's gonna be something I'm gonna get to. Troy, I'm gonna break the tradition because Helen and Tara aren't here. Okay, that's fine. We're not. They will be here when they're here. So we are open. We don't care.
Yeah.
Well, we do care when they turn up.
We care. Obviously,
we don't. We don't. Like.
Well, we survive. We survive and we thrive.
When they turn up, we
thrive.
Yeah. So you like Alex, isn't it? You like survive, thrive, like that.
It's fine. We'll see you soon. Yeah. That's cool. No problem.
Yeah.
No, we were meant to do a special where we picked each other's shows for us to watch.
Oh.
You remember? I got Vampire Diaries, which is the gift that keeps on shitting in the bag. Rose at her door. It's awful.
Trust me, Alex. This guy is dying. He's finding it so hard to watch.
I've fallen asleep every time I've watched it. It's about sexy vampires who take their clothes off. This isn't Dracula. Man. This is shit. Sexy vampires.
Why are you describing like that, Ben? What the heck?
Like they go, our Angel from Buffy's sexy. He's got a massive forehead and crap hair.
My gosh.
Incredible. And this is called, what's it called?
The Vampire Diaries. It's the famous show that was out a while back.
It's shit. That's all you need to know. Troy, but I thought, because you were so buzzing about the pick I gave you, do you want to talk about it today?
Should I? I'm trying to think, should I?
Yeah, get it on. Come on. I want to hear because you were giving it in the WhatsApp group. You were loving it.
I was loving the show.
Talk about it because we don't know when Helen and Tara will be back. So
it's true. We don't know. It's true.
We want to know. I want to know now.
Okay.
Because I recommended you a Japanese comedic show on Netflix. No, it's not for everyone. And I wanted to see, because obviously my wife is Japanese. I get a lot of the lingo. I know who a lot of the people are because I watch a lot of the TV. I don't bring everything on the podcast, but I watch. So I get a lot of the humor. I was interested to see if someone that isn't... You're an anime fan, so you obviously get a lot of Japanese humor, but you're not with Japanese comedians. So I was wondering, would Japanese comedians make you laugh? And it sounded positive. So I just wanted to see if you like the elimination show Last One Standing.
Yeah. Okay, so Alex, basically what Ben gave me was like it's this comedy show. It's like part comedy and like part drama thriller. It's like a weird combination of stuff that's going on right now. Because they have these comedians mixed in with like legit actors that you've seen in like Squid Game and all these kind of things, like, and you've seen them, you're like,
I know you.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing here? What is this? then literally you have these two hosts. One of the comedians is a guy and a girl, and they're just like narrating. They're literally just making comments throughout this whole
They
entire
take
drama.
the piss out of the acting because
Yeah.
the main host is comedy partner.
Yes.
Because
to-
Manzai is very popular in Japan.
Yeah,
It's
to
a
the main
two-man
character called
comedy.
Daigo.
They
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
basically. There's a funny guy that talks a lot of shit, and the straight man's like, "Shut up, you're not funny."
yeah. Yeah.
Like serious. He's being funny. He's just being serious. But he takes the piss out of his partner, who's in all the comedic main drama scenes, and he's just there's like a running commentary. Like if you're watching your friends, you're taking the piss out of a shit action.
Yeah.
This actor's terrible. Look at him.
It's like if you film something.
No,
It's like
not really.
Yeah, it's like if you film something and went, "Oh, that is garbage. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. No. It's that kind of thing. You take Mickey out of like your friend or you see on the show, or you take Mickey out of them because you see them like acting like, "Oh, no, that's terrible. What are you doing over there?" So that's basically what's going on right now. He's taking Mickey out of his comedy partner, and like because he's like the main character of this plot. That's going on right this whole
The
show.
first joke is because all these comedians are really old. Is like they're all like 50, and it's like, why are they in school? And he's literally shooting them. None of you look like you're going to school. You look like creepy uncles. And then you find out the plot explains why they look old at school. It's ridiculous. They put a way to put. So basically, would you like to explain why this is a unique show, though, where the stand-up comedians come in?
Yeah, so basically these comedians, they're part of the drama as well. So they're acting like partly as well. But the legit actors, they come in and they'd say something to do with the plot and they'd ask them a question.
Yeah.
And they have to literally make a joke or what they've experienced in the past about that question.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Yes. And the thing is, and the key is
stupid
to be the most popular and to like make the most laughs. So we'll have the most interesting backstory of what the question's about. So that's what they literally do. And then
the best bit is watching the real life actors in the background. Because they're comedians and they're a real actor. They're just like laugh, breaking characters, pissing themselves. Like
they don't really care.
They lean into their real life actor, into the comedian itself, and they bring up their stuff that they're like their celebrity life and like people that have wronged them, and it's quite funny. It's just if you're not the funniest, you get thrown out of the show. Basically,
you get eliminated. Yeah, basically goes, or you die in the drama. You literally get killed. You get stabbed in the back. You get shot. You get blown up. That kind of thing to eliminate you from the show, or they get carried away to get arrested somewhere.
But how did you find it? Did you find it relatable? Did you find it funny, or did you find it was?
I found it funny, but I can understand some people would not get the humor. I can easily get that because the Western side of the world, I know we have to get that kind of humor, so we kind of borderline in terms of like the humor.
It's brave by Netflix because a lot of Japanese. If you're not familiar with the countries, I think it's like with British humor or American humor. If you're not in that country, a lot of it goes over the head. Like there's a lot of times American comedians will make a joke and like, what's that team? What's that sports team? What's that person you just said? I am totally sorry. What? I get British comedy, but like I can even in American comedy. I'm like sometimes it just goes right over my head, and you're like. No, that one
I don't get it. Yeah,
because there was a joke. I remember one of the jokes. I think this is my favorite joke of the whole show. I think it was like towards the end. I think it was like the last two skits that they did, and he said that how there was a comedy duo called Dangerous, and because Ben knows what it actually is called. They were called Dangerous. So apparently, this comedian basically was going to the airport with them, and they got stopped at customs. And
it's already laughing.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the people at the customs goes, "Oh yeah, so what are you coming in for?" They were like, "Yeah, we're comedians," and they were like, "Oh, you're comedians? Okay, yeah, okay, cool." And they said, "Yeah, we are dangerous," and then that was the joke because they got carried away because they got customs. They said you can't say that in the customs, but you can't say it in the airport. You can't say that.
You can't say that.
Yo, yeah, we're dangerous. Yeah, we're dangerous. Like, you got carried away because you're gonna get carried away, yeah. And I was like, oh, the way that hit, that was like funny. I was like, oh man, that was good. That was a good joke. I was like, yeah, that was a nice one. So then stuff like that, which is funny. The stuff like that is because a few of the jokes are relatable compared to like the normal comedy stuff. So you can get stuff like that, that's fine. But some of them are very like cultured. Some of the humans are cultured. So some of the stuff is like you have to actually be in that culture sometimes to get. They have on the subtitles you can see like where it kind of ties into where you wouldn't understand it. It kind of like
AKB maybe because there's a former
Yeah.
pop idol in it.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, I was leaving the group. They normally have like these big, like they go off. They're basically Japanese idols. They can't have a relationship or get married while they're in the group. They have to be available for fans. They don't do them, but like it's the image of pure innocence, virgin type. So when you leave the group, you can have what you like in your life, personal life, then. And they always do this elaborate leaving ceremony. It goes on DVD. It sells a lot to the fans, the creepy old Japanese men. But anyway, never young Japanese fans, always creepy old men. Don't know why, but anyway. So, and she was like, "Yeah, I was really excited," and they never put it on DVD, and I just cried laughing. Like, they did the whole ceremony. They never put it on DVD for her, and like they just decided, no, you're not good enough to go on DVD or Blu-ray.
That's so nasty.
But it was so funny because when I saw there was an AKB member in there, I was like, oh, it's like, I think you've heard this joke before, Alex. When one of these members in the pop group turns up, because they all think they're actors, they always appear in Japanese dramas on Netflix. Anytime I see one of them, I'm like, oh, God, you cannot act. What
he hates him. Ben is patient with passion. He hates him.
Hate the music. It's like Spice Girls, but 10 times worse.
No.
No.
I can't imagine.
It's from
10
Seven
times worse.
Steps, West Side, Backstreet Boys, but 10 times worse. One Direction look really good next to these guys.
So can I ask, what's the name of this show that you recommended to Troy?
One Standing.
Yes,
on
Last
Netflix.
One Standing. Yeah.
One what?
What
Last
One Standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have to watch it.
You might not get it, but there is enough things what I
There's
love.
some zingers in. There's some zingers in there. Yeah, some zingers.
They used to refer to comedians, but you don't need to know the comedian. The situation is always the funniest bit. Like,
okay, I might try. I might just be like you with American jokes and just be like,
you might enjoy it.
Yeah, some hit, some don't.
The last bit's funny though. They're on a rooftop. Why should humanity survive?
I might be calling in for a meeting. Ben, I don't understand this.
You're fired.
What's going on?
You're fired, Ben.
I was ringing up like, Ben, what's going on?
You're not my manager. You're not my deputy manager anymore.
Help me.
We're not talking about work. I need
Ben's
to
like, I'm in the
understand.
meeting. Alex, like, help me.
Try.
Oh,
Fire me. No.
Yeah.
Like the final bit's the funniest bit because they have to save humanity by pleading to the camera why humanity make the funniest joke. And one guy goes right for it and he keeps pushing past the other guys and moving them out of the way so he can get all the camera time.
See now everyone's trash.
It's like making the bit where the presenter gets involved in the plot. And he's
yeah. That was good. I like that way he did that.
He's like, what? I'm the bad? I'm in this now?
Yeah, he even brought him into it as well. He was like, wait, why is that face? Because they drew a face on a piece of chalkboard. And it was like, wait, what? He kind of looks like me. What? Wait, what? What's going on here?
The screen of the host turning up.
They're putting the host on the screen.
What?
It's him. He's the bad guy. And he was like, wait, what? No.
And he's like, what the F is happening? I'm the bad guy?
It's just weird stuff like that happens, Alex. Weird stuff like that happens.
This is a really poorly written script.
But is it written? Is there a script?
Yeah, there's like a script, but it's loose. It's a loose script.
The characters that are the comedians, it's a weird thing. They're not important to the plot. They just make it funny when they do the whole scene with all of them. And they like when they get killed, there's one bit where the Yakuza were like, oh, and I wanted to say this as they're dying, and everyone's crying with laughter and just literally. The main bits are fixed in. They take the person that's left and do them.
Yeah,
quite predictable, but it is quite funny. The plot makes no sense at the end. It's about cloning and stuff. It's time travel. It's so stupid.
At first, I thought Ben was like, well, I was like, what, Ben? What are you doing? What are you giving me to watch? What is
I
this?
watched it because I'm a fan of the comedians.
And then afterwards, once you get you get into like the first episode, like halfway through, you're like, oh, now I get it.
I get it.
Okay, it's interesting now. Okay, now it's getting a bit interesting. I know what it's about now. I'm locked in. After that first episode,
AKB girl got got screwed in episode 2. I'm sorry, she got so screwed.
I thought she should have got through. She should have went through.
so-
She should have went through.
The editing, I don't think, is great because there must have been funnier jokes that got eliminated from other people. You don't see it. She's funnier than most of the guys in that room. AJ, she gets eliminated, and you're like, why?
No,
It's like
because she was
RuPaul's
stalling
Drag
for
Race.
that joke.
You eliminated that bitch this week? No.
She was stalling for that joke. That's why she got eliminated, because she was stalling for
You're
that
telling
joke.
me that dress is better than that dress. RuPaul, you've lost it. It's like...
No, because Ali, this is what happened, Ali. This is what happened, Alex. This is what happened. They were asking her for a joke. Like, literally, this was happening. And then she was like, huh? You know that's what, Alex. You know, someone's asking you something, you're stalling. You're trying to wait to think of something. We're like,
huh?
Yeah.
She's not a comedian, but she does quite well with what she's given. She lets everyone else talk first, and she comes up with some really good ones. But she's thinking. The other comedians are like,
yeah. I mean, even they were thinking, but they were smart about it. They're looking at each other like, wait, talking to each other like. But her, when she was like blatantly like, like that's what she was doing blatantly. But it was fun. She was fun. She was actually good. I thought she should have went to the next round.
She got screwed. She should have gone to.
Yeah, she was funny as heck. No way.
But this is not in this TV series, or it is? It is.
Oh yeah, Netflix TV show. Yeah,
it's all okay. That's
Netflix TV show.
It's very different to anything I've ever seen before on TV, and it's very funny. Like I
they even allude to a season 2, so it might be getting.
It won't be. It's done well across the world.
I think they will, bro. I think they will.
There will be a season 2, and since it's a Netflix original, if it's done well enough in Japan, they're commissioned.
I think it'll be alright. I think it'll be alright. It was creative. It was very creative. I'll give it that.
It's certainly not another Japanese romance show. It's different from Japan, and I like that fact.
Very different. Very different. Oh my god!
So what are your other picks? Because I kind of steamrolled you on that first one. So.
Oh, the first one. No, the first one I was fine because literally you gave me that one, so I was fine.
So sorry. I had to talk about it.
Yeah, you had to do it. I see. I
you were like, "Thank you, Ben." I'm like, "Well, we have to talk about this."
I let you off with that one because he gave me that pick, so I'll let you off with that one.
Vampire Diaries suck. That's the review. So I've fallen asleep every time I watch an episode. I've fallen asleep. That's the thing.
Oh jeez. Tara, I defend it, but I got to do my own pick.
I've watched the first episode 47 different times over the last month. I can't do it. I fall asleep every time.
All right, okay. So
okay, Troy, shoot.
That's what gave me. All right. So I have a show. Another Amazon original that I'll be talking about. So it's called Outer Range.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a low-key show, but it's very big in terms of plot. The scope is huge because it stars Josh Brolin. Thanos himself.
It's the purple guy.
Yes, Thanos himself, Josh Brolin, and it's kind of it's a big deal as well because it's been the longest time since it's done a TV show, like it's heading a TV show. It's mostly been movies for like the last 20 years or something like that. He's never done a TV show in how many years, and he's heading this show. It's based on a ranch, where he's the head of a family ranch. So he's not getting that much money. He's kind of living from kind of check almost, but living on his means a little bit, and he's trying to take care of his family. But what we see in the first episode, there's a giant hole just outside his ranch, just outside his little fence right there. It's a massive.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and you're
a bit like Signs. Was it Signs?
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah,
that's a good movie.
So that's the first vibes I got. I was like, that's Signs right there. That's just Signs. Even the way the slow kind of build up to the episodes. I've seen the whole season right now. I finished it. So the atmosphere, not much score going on. Kind of just lets you kind of just wander, get the fear up. He goes to the hole, puts his hand inside it. This black kind of mist just goes along his arms, and he gets visions from the future, little future flashes here and there, stuff like that happens. So stuff is happening, and then he's one of his eldest sons. I'm just going to give you a kind of a quick overview. One of his eldest sons, his wife is disappeared. No one's seen his wife. His wife is gone. No one's seen his wife. She's been missing for years at this point. She's got a little daughter, and everyone's looking for this woman. And all of a sudden, stuff just happens in the show. It's really they interconnect it well throughout the end of the season, but stuff is happening for the first half of the season. And some of the X-Files is like kind of what's going on? It kind of blends itself with Smoking Man, that kind of intertwining thing going on. This random woman, blonde woman, rocks up at the farm, Josh Brolin's farm, and pays him and goes, oh, I want to stay on this farm. And you think to yourself, why would you want to stay on this farm when he literally has a neighbor who's got the biggest farm in miles for miles? He's got all these acres of land. He wants to stay here. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's because the hole, isn't it? Something's going on with this woman. You're like, oh my god, this woman's got something to do with this hole.
But nobody knows what it is.
Yes.
It's aliens.
Exactly. It's got to be that. I'm speaking to myself, but I don't say too much because if I do, I feel the guy just go, oh, kind of going okay. I want to go deeper, but I don't want to go too deep. So she rocks up, and then she's living on this the farm just outside the land, like probably like just before the fence, before it's the fence, the barrier. And she's living there, and she literally just walk every time she sees him or his family members, stuff is happening, weird stuff's happening to them. And I'm like, this woman is bad luck. And she knows what's going on. She carries around this little necklace of the stuff in the hole. Apparently, she's got like a rock that's made out of the hole. And I think because Josh Brown looks at her like, wait, what? And then you realize he and her are linked for some reason.
Oh.
They're linked for some reason. He's trying to get rid of this woman, and the woman just wants to stay there. So that she goes, I ain't going nowhere. And he's just trying. He even tries to kill this woman. She even pushes this guy in the hole at one point. Yeah, she pushes him down the hole. Just probably gets jumped down the hole. And yeah, I was like, no, did you know when you've seen these shows where they do a cameo and you're like, oh, they did already? You're like, what? Is the main character gone? They just trick us. He's just rolling dead. What's going on? I never bring him back. That's what some shows do that. They give him a pilot and then they never see him again. But you see him again. He rocks back up. You never know really what's happened to him until later on in the series, because it's a big reveal of where he comes from, and yeah, I don't say too much. The big reveal where this guy comes from. Yes, this big mystery. Yeah, it's related to like last 2 episodes that you kind of clock what's going on because he explains it to someone. Because I thought he didn't know what's going on, but he actually did know what's going on and where this hole came from and how he's tied to this hole. And yes, so that kind of thing.
The hole is like just get a digger and get some soil and fill up the hole and you're good to go.
You can't fill it up. I can't say too much.
Cover the hole.
Yeah, no, he even tries to cover. He tries to cover it. It's like it's
massive.
Yes, it's massive like blue.
50 people.
It's massive blue net. Wouldn't carry it. Wouldn't cover it. It was just so big. He couldn't.
Oh, of course.
He tried to roll it around. Tried to move it different ways.
Oh
wasn't covered up. Wouldn't work. Couldn't do it. So that was the kind of thing. So he has to leave it there. Never told anyone about it for some reason. Why would this guy not tell his own family? I don't know why. Well, you do find out towards the end why he didn't tell his family. But at first you think to yourself, your family's here asking you questions. Why aren't you telling them about it? Like they could easily just fall into that hole, or you just like driving around in the middle of the night, just driving the hole. He's just driving the hole because they have buggies and they have horses and they have like cars. They can just drive. It's just like, come on now. I was just telling them about it. But that woman who rocks up on that tent, that woman's a nuisance. I was like, personally, I was like, if I was just rolling, I would have killed this from a long time ago. This a nuisance in this show. I'm like, why is they letting this woman live? This woman is just causing so much problems and trouble.
You want her dead?
Yes, I'm like, that would be me. Over. But for some reason he doesn't really like it. Oh, he's a nice guy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. And the show is interesting, man. Amazon original. Whew, it's like
how many seasons? 1, 2?
It's just first season. It's literally 8 episodes. So far, yeah. So just 8 episodes. Amazon original. Yeah, Outer Range. Really good show.
Outer Range.
Yeah, Outer Range. It's a really good show. Solid show.
Solid.
Yes. Josh Brolin heading up. Go on, Josh Brolin. I salute you.
Okay, I'll have to watch it then. Definitely.
Yes. Outer Range.
It came out standard. Standard. And
standard,
this
top. Yes. This shows up there. It's quality sick. Quality is good as well. But it's one of the slow burns. So it's almost like a similar to like a Westworld type of style of storytelling. Really good. The early seasons when it was really good. But yeah, the early Westworld type of storytelling was epic. So yeah, that was my kind of pick. My second one, I'm not gonna take too long on this one because I just saw one episode, but that one episode,
Moon
I want to
Knight.
watch the rest of this show.
Moon
Not
Knight.
even Moon Knight. No, I'm not gonna touch Moon Knight. Moon Knight. Don't worry, I'm gonna
Moon
touch Moon
Knight.
Knight. No, not Moon Knight. No,
Okay.
it's gonna be. I don't know if any guys have heard of it. Wolf Like Me.
Wolf Like Me.
Yeah.
No.
So, oh yeah, it's an Australian TV show. Hey, it's really good. This show is epic, yo. There's a girl, Isla Fisher. I don't know if you guys have seen her. Yeah, she's Scottish all the way. She's Scottish actor, but she's you when you see this woman, you know who she is. If you see this woman, she's been everywhere. She has this show, and there's a guy as well, wears glasses, a biggish kind of guy. I try to remember where he's been on, what he's been for. And it's called Josh Gad. You've seen him around as well. So these are two like well-known actors. So he has a daughter, and you can tell he's a dad. He's like literally down his luck. His wife's died. He's literally a single dad, and his daughter's like doing a science project. His daughter's literally a savage to him. He's like, hey, move out my way. Like I don't want to talk to you. She's depressed. You know what I'm saying? The dad can't seem to reach his daughter. That kind of thing. That kind of relationship going on. And he's driving her to school because she's late at this point. There's traffic, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like, meow, bah,
Major crash.
car crash, hits the back of the car. He gets out. He's like, what the heck is going on? And then all of a sudden, this girl, like the main character of the show, she rocks up to his daughter, says, "Are you okay?" Whispers something to her, and she starts to calm down. And he's like, "What did you say to her?" She's like, "I didn't say anything to her." And then they go home at some point. This is the next day now. She rocks up to the house now, to their house, and she just wanted to say sorry about what happened to the car crash. Like, is your little girl okay? Are you okay? That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Just to see how the family's doing. And she goes, okay, I'm gonna go now. And he goes, no, come in. You know, have some coffee with me, blah blah blah. And then they have a conversation, strike up a conversation. And then the dad, at some point, asked her on a date. And she was at first she was like, nah, at first. Then she goes, okay, let's go down here. So then all this time is happening, she's acting kind of weird. And I'm like, okay, she doesn't go into this restaurant that the dad knows. It's kind of open plan. And then she kind of runs away at first, and he chases her down, and then she kind of grabs him and goes, okay, let's go down to this underground bar, which is like dark and dingy. And then they hit it off, and then she kind of gets into his head because he doesn't want to sing this song because it's tied to his dead wife. And then she kind of like opens him up a bit because he's not open to like his daughter or himself. She kind of like awakens his mind, and then she kind of says, "What time is it?" And he's like, "Time." It's like, yeah, it's literally like it's nighttime. The moon's coming out. No, it's a full moon out.
So there's some turn around the time.
It's a full moon now.
Okay,
wink is a full moon. So then she kind of goes, bah, she starts ducking it. She literally, you see a full on, almost one shot, like on back style, her just running down the street trying to get into a house. She's booking it. Took off her heels and starts running. Everyone's looking past her like she's running past accomplished joggers, sprinters. She's running past everyone to get to a house. And she locks herself. She's transforming. Locks the door. That's the end of the episode. So you kind of get what she is. As a, you know, it's like, you know exactly what she is at that point. So I'm like, it's showtime. I was like, this is a good show. If you watch the show itself, it's really good. And this is only one episode. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this show because a lot of people have been talking to me about this show, Wolf Like Me. People love the show. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out. So I checked it out and I loved it. So yeah, Wolf Like Me, baby. Yes. Okay, so it's on Peacock. I think it's like a NBC original, but I think it's on Peacock, the actual streaming service. You can watch it there as well.
Peacock.
But yes, Wolf Like Me. That's the second one. Oh, I'm gonna talk about since Ben brought up Moon Knight, baby. Moon Knight. Yes. Let's do a little snippet of Moon Knight. There we go. We're gonna talk about how that.
Better than Doctor Strange.
Oh yes, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange love.
Moon Knight is incredible.
Doctor Strange love. I love the fact Alex has said Doctor Strange. No, Doctor Strange like Marvel Universe. But Doctor Strange love is also very cool.
Doctor
I
Strange
thought
is
you
a great
meant
name.
him. I mean,
Doctor Strange.
part of my brain
Alex,
is starting to like. I don't know.
I'm high fiving you
Go.
next time I see you for that.
I like that Doctor Strange love. I like that.
That's worth a high five.
That's a great name.
I mean, it's not a bad guess.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's
No,
pretty
no
good.
bad guess.
Doctor Strange
No
love
bad
is
guess.
cool.
But Moon Knight, incredible. They hit out the park with Moon Knight. Not tied to anything MCU related. It's doing its own thing in its own lane. I commend Disney for that. They did a great job with Moon Knight. The split personality, the mental health type of thing angle to the show, with the Egyptian gods tying that in together. I love the way they did that. That show was incredible. The whole season, incredible. I love this show. Anyone hasn't seen Moon Knight, go check it out. If you're an MCU fan, if you're a Marvel fan in general, don't even have to be an MCU fan. You can check this show out. It's not tied to anything MCU related.
From last week at the cinema, I went to go and watch Doctor Strange.
Mm.
Like, a woman turned to her husband or boyfriend and went, "Hold on, what the F's happening? Why is Wanda?" He went, "WandaVision." She went, "Oh, F word, I've got to watch all the shows now." Like, she was really annoyed. Like, she didn't understand. She obviously just watches the movie, so she didn't know the Disney Plus stuff is also
Shows.
Yeah, and I think people are beginning to like. It's good to hear that Moon Knight is like a standalone. Have you noticed something? Actually, this is something I've noticed.
Okay.
Last year, the Disney Plus stuff was on the shows. WandaVision, Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, Hawkeye. They were all previous people in the movies, so you kind of knew them. The movies were Shang-Chi, Eternals, introducing new characters in the movies, so you could come in the ground floor and Spider-Man, which you kind of could watch anyway because everyone's seen Spider-Man, so that was easy to do. Now the movies have gone back to the old favourites: Doctor Strange, Black Panther 2, the Disney Plus stuff has now gone. Moon Knight, new. She-Hulk, new. Miss Marvel, new. They've flipped them. Now the shows are introducing all new characters in, and the older lot have gone into the movies. But I feel like we're at a point where you shouldn't have to watch everything to know what's going on. I think that's where Doctor Strange is kind of fallen over. Because it's like so much stuff now. My brother keeps reminding me. I don't want to start watching the MCU from Dr. Iron Man because it's like this whole thing now of Marvel stuff has now gone to Disney Plus. So Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Shield, all the TV shows, all the movies. It's too big now. It's like you have to know your shit.
Yeah, you have to know, man. Everything's tying in. Everything's tying in right now.
Can't jump in anymore. It's ridiculous. And now, Disney can get all the Spider-Men from Sony, all the X-Men. Like they just pull from every area now. They're going to multiverse anything. So if you don't know your X-Men from your Spider-Man from outside the MCU, you're screwed because now they're going to bring everyone. You're lost.
Exactly. That's how it is, man. There's no reset point.
Seriously lost there because they can bring anyone back now, like any Fantastic Four character. We're just dragging you in from the Fox universe now. Here you go, multiverse. Here you go.
That's what I'm saying. Speaking of Ben, so let's see Alex. Alex, so where are you caught up on the MCU right now? Where are you caught up to?
Sorry, say that again.
The MCU. Where are you caught up to in the MCU?
In the MCU?
Have you watched? You watched all the movies of the MCU? You watched all the movies, all the TV shows. Where have you kind of stopped off? Where do you kind of drop off when you can't watch them? Where do you drop off to that?
Like the Marvel ones.
Yeah.
So I saw quite a few with Thanos and like all those fights of all those wars.
Purple Barney, yes.
With the rings, because he was not the rings, the stones.
Stone, yeah.
Bling Man, yes, his little gauntlet.
And then I wanted Thanos to destroy the world.
Thanos was right. Thanos was right.
I was like, just go on, do it.
Kill him.
Save me
Take them
from
all
these
out.
Iron Man sequels, please.
And then it got
Yeah.
saved, and I think that's where I was like, "Bah."
Yeah, you can't be asked him like, oh, forget it.
Like, come on, is it ever gonna?
I remember watching
One of them dead.
and I was like, fuck. Everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, how do you get out of that? Like,
See, that's
it's like there's
It didn't
movies
make
coming
any
out. You're like,
sense to me.
yeah, there's movies coming out. You're like, F those movies, man. There's no movies left. This is fake. What's happened?
see, if they did it like the comics, Alex would have loved it because literally he snaps his finger in the comics and it's literally just darkness. Everyone's gone. If you did it like that, they should have ended the movie like
That's
that.
it.
It does
Everyone's
end.
gone.
Nobody should have
Yeah.
survived. And then
Yeah.
you
And
have
it's
like
dark.
another universe.
And they just
They survived. You reveal
End.
Doctor
Oh,
Strange
it's the
saved them.
End scene.
They come back
Okay.
in.
Yeah. That's it. That's what you should
Well,
have done.
that
Because
bit where they all come together at the end and they kick his ass is amazing. Every MCU character coming from
That's
this was
because
epic,
Alex,
amazing.
because Ben Alex, because in the comics, so literally he wipes everyone's gone, and apparently God of the MCU talks to this man. He goes, because he's by himself, he's lonely. What's the point? What can you do now? Because you wiped out the whole of the universe. No one is left except for you.
Yeah.
So he kind of goes, oh man, yeah.
How is that possible? He's not meant to have a soul.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because he's literally just like everyone's dead, like because he's still a living being. You know what I mean? He's still a living being. So the deity himself,
Yeah,
like,
maybe
God,
let's
God
not
of the
destroy
Marvel
the
universe,
world.
says,
Is that
hey,
what happens?
he literally wipes everyone out of the comics. If you watch the comics, everyone is gone, wiped. Everyone, no one can stop him. He's wiped. He literally has to redo it himself. He brings everyone back himself. Just you know what I'm saying. So they have to stop it. No one can do nothing to him. But in the MCU, he's kind of dumbed down because they can actually stop him now. He's really weak in the MCU, but in the comics, he's OP. He's powerful as heck. He's like, with that gauntlet, he's basically God mode. Can't do anything. No one can touch him. He's omniscient. He's omnipotent. He's everything. He's everything.
He's
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, he's virtually God. That's basically where he is in this universe. So that's what I'm saying. In this one, he hasn't got no powers like that. So see, that's the kind of version that Alex wanted. The kind of version that Alex that we should have got. That's the kind of version
Yeah,
we should have
because
got.
then the rest of the movies, I'm sure there's been loads. I haven't really seen them.
A lot of people dropped off after Avengers Endgame because it's like
they kind of went.
like I when I saw everyone come through the portals, everyone's like, it was like the biggest reaction I've ever seen in the cinema. Everyone's like effing swearing like, yeah,
let's go, get him.
It's amazing. It's incredible. And then after that, it's just like, and then what?
Exactly. How can you? This is just like the American TV series, what we were just discussing. It never ends.
Some people now think is what's the point where they've gone on a retreat because they don't know what's going on. So they've gone, we need to map the next 10 years out. We've got the Fantastic Four. We've got the X-Men back from Fox because they bought Fox so they can use all those characters again. Blade's back in. Like, everyone's back in. They've got everything now, Marvel. You need to, like, the next 10 years, you need to kind of plan what you're doing. Like,
and Wolverine, is Wolverine also a part of this?
They will be recast.
Yeah, he's going to be back, but not as Hugh Jackman, though.
No Hugh Jackman in Doctor Strange. They did bring Patrick Stewart back for Xavier.
Yeah, they kept Patrick Stewart, yeah.
Oh, everyone knew, though. It was amazing. Seeing the bold little bastard in the wheelchair, like, yes! And then Wanda killed him because she's always angry. She's an awful character.
She's always upset.
They've ruined Wanda so badly. Anyway, I ranted for this for half an hour last week. I'm not going to go there again.
Yeah, just me went like that.
Move on.
That title got words. Wanda is always on.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I went off on one because Wanda is such a badly written character. It's awful. Anyway, she's not the villain. She is the villain.
She is the villain.
Literally enslaving people. She's a villain. You got to go with it. Be brave. She's a hero turned villain. Just go with it. It's interesting.
Because in the comics, that's what she is.
I'm a woman. I'm allowed to do this. Okay, twice now. You can't keep doing that. That's not right. That's wrong.
They should have went all the way with it. If they're going to make it read the Dark Hole, they should have went all the way, 100%. I just got in villain mode, just like wiping people.
Somebody put a YouTube clip on someone talking to her, and they put a fan dub on it. Do you have a penis? No. Well, we can't arrest white women. White man? There's a white man. Arrest him. Someone took the piss out on YouTube. It's brilliant.
Oh my God.
So that leaves me. I'm going to quickly go through some stuff because it's a long hour in. Right. So I'm going to talk about a couple of shows. Russian Doll season 2 continues to be good.
Okay.
Haven't finished it because this week I've been sleeping.
Yeah, power naps.
I've been. If I'm working from
power
home,
naps are not naps.
I don't take power. I don't take power.
it makes me feel better.
I just have to sleep one time. Boom. That's me. Go to sleep. That's it.
It helps. I sleep and I'm okay. I wake up at 1
It works for some people, I guess. It works for some people.
Fine. Yeah. I'm doing well in life. So I've watched Russia. I watch it in the morning before. If I'm working from home, I just watch a couple of episodes in the morning, like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then 9 o'clock work, 9:30 work. I'm there, but that's the key. Watch some episodes in the morning when you.
Taking notes.
Yeah, doing it in the morning. Yes, when you work.
All the weekends as well. Like try and fit them in now. I sleep.
7 a.m. is early. So what were you watching?
Russian Doll season 2, which is a continuation of Russian Doll season 1 from Netflix.
Russian Doll, baby.
Alex does not know what it is, so let me explain. Season 1, it was a New Yorker who kept dying and repeating the day, like big red hair.
Ah, yes.
So I explained to Troy last week because I started watching season 2. They've not done that. They've gone time traveling this time. They've decided, we're going to get her on a train. She can time travel to anywhere in the world on trains on the New York Metro.
I started watching it, yeah.
It's great. It's such a great idea because I literally don't know how you get out of there. And they were like, let's change it. And you explore more of the family. And it's great. And I get to understand. I'm going to be honest with you. Jewish, I don't understand the culture. So it's great to get an insight into Jewish culture a little bit more. Because I know it's a blind spot. I don't understand how it works. So the Hungarian and the Russian side of things, I've heard some snarky people going, yeah, you should ban Russian Doll. It should be called Bulgarian Doll. Because
I heard that as well. I heard that, yeah.
It is what it is. Who cares? But like, I like the fact that we're exploring her family. There was a bit though. I think. How far have you watched, Alex?
I think I've watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes because I do remember this is the lady that keeps waking up on the day of her birthday.
Good. I can say this then. There was a bit where then you find out she's her mum. There's an uncomfortable moment when you think she's gonna fuck her dad, and it's not her dad. It's her mum was pregnant before she met the guy. I thought you're sleeping with your dad, and it's not her dad. Thank God, because I was like, that is dark,
incestuous.
Yeah. And then I had a thought, because there's a great bit. There's another guy who's I can't spoil it for Alex. I don't know if it's in episode 2. I think it is.
Yeah.
You see the black guy.
There's a black guy,
and he's in West Germany, and you find out he's a black woman. He's in the body of a black woman, and it's like, so in the mind of the woman, she's in a relationship with a man, a straight relationship, but actually, because he's a guy, he's in a gay relationship. And my first mind was, if they have sex, what does that feel like if you meant to have a vagina but you got a penis there? It was like that moment of,
what does that mean? How does that work?
That made me go, but if you're not the same gender, like what does that?
Yeah, that's I don't know.
I didn't think of that, and I'm a nitpicker at heart. Answer me that question, please. I need to know. There's a great bit though where like the Berlin Wall comes down, like it's ahead of the Berlin Wall crashing, and he literally says, the Berlin Wall's going to come down in 25 years, and the guy's like, I want to see my family. I can't wait 25 years. You're crazy. It's really cool, and it's teaching you about German history and Europe and a bit of World War II. It's not just about England, Germany. It's about all the countries in between that got invaded. It's great. It's really good. And thumbs up. because it's good to see some more Jewish characters. I need to be more educated on that race. Like, I would like to know more about how Jewish culture works. It looks interesting to me. That's something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
There's a pilot on E4 Channel 4 4D called Disability Benefits.
Okay. Spinning benefit. Okay.
Rosie Jones. It's 50.
Okay.
So you may remember me. I picked it last time Alex was on here. Jerk about a disabled person who gets away with it being a prick.
Yeah,
it's got third season.
Gets what?
There's a comedy on BBC Three called Jerk about a disabled guy who's a prick, but hides behind his disability to be a prick. And it's amazing because it's just that disabled people can be pricks too. And it's brilliant. That's exactly what you should do because it shows the good and bad sides. So disability benefits is like a woman, Rosie Jones, who I tried to get on the work podcast that will never happen. I tried to get her for the interview spot because she's a disabled comedian in the UK that is becoming up very quickly up. Like, you know.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I'm a fan. I saw her face and I saw it said disability benefits and I was like, right. She's written this, so I think it will be interesting to see. And she's one of these, you start off with her and she's like the DMP and they're taking away her PIP because she's a really bad faker. And she's trying to like fake a way to get her benefits. And I've been there with people. In some ways, I can't go into the detail.
We all have been probably in the support worker sector.
Yes, I've seen this thing. So it's kind of like, it's funny, but it's also like really close to where I work. So it's kind of like, I can relate. So, but she's not an awful person. She's just cheeky. So she bumps into an old school friend in the female toilets like you do and starts doing drugs to be a drug dealer. Then she starts to realize, actually, no one's going to look at the disabled girl. I can deal drugs. And it's 15 minutes, but it sets up the world a little bit. It looks like it would be quite funny.
Oh, okay.
It's 15 minutes, so they can't really get into it. I hope it gets picked up because I think it was really funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't take the piss out of disability, but
okay,
the fact is a lot of people wouldn't look at a disabled person as a drug dealer. It is so clever. It's like, no, you wouldn't, because a disabled person.
Because of the stereotype. Yeah.
Innocent, and it's not always that way. There are
sometimes.
Look at what I say. I'm disabled. I get away with murder on this podcast. I say what I want. Also, the Alex one, I want to talk about Inside Number 9 on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah.
Troy, have you watched it yet?
I've not seen the latest episode.
I'm going to throw this pen at the camera and hopefully it might go in your eye.
Nope, ain't gonna happen.
So basically,
Which one?
Inside Number 9. So basically, it's an anthology show. You should go watch it. There's 7 seasons. But there's 6 episodes per season, so there's only 40 episodes. Okay. It's doable. So it's half an hour. I'm going to explain this to Alex because it's on its 7th season. It's basically a episode set in Number 9. Now that could be a house, a boat, somewhere. Okay. It's a comedy, a train carriage, a cupboard.
And
it's really different each week. There's like a twist. It's got some of the best British actors in the world.
Like, oh, really?
Yeah, and it's always like episode 1 is people hiding in a cupboard, and you're wondering what the fuck is going on. And then episode 2, it can be in flat Number 9, or it could be a musical set in a hotel, like Number 9 Hotel. And it's like that. It's just the whole hotel room, and people coming in and out of doors singing in a hotel room, in a hotel hallway. It's really weird. There's one where they're stuck in a car. It's 2 cops talking in a car, and it's brilliant. There's one with a disabled girl in a balloon. It's different. It's so weird. And there's one recently where they were just on a boat, peddling, talking bollocks to each other. It's amazing. It's just the writing is great. And the latest one, I can't even spoil it because it's so. It starts with a woman that is a disgraced police officer, and I'm not going to spoil it anymore because it's not what you think it is, and I'm just going to leave it there.
Sounds good.
Spoil it. They did a live Halloween special Alex, I could. There's a Christmas special that is not a Christmas special. I'm just going to leave it with you. Go watch the whole bloody thing. That's my number one thing. Inside number 9. Go and watch from episode 1, Dumplings, all the way to season 7. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's great. I can't talk about them because I will spoil the twists.
Okay, fair enough. What was the name again?
Inside number 9.
Inside number 9, and it's on
BBC iPlayer. Inside number 9.
Okay, perfect.
And Troy has just disappeared, so
He disappeared.
I'm gonna wait for him to come back. So, yeah, that's a good show, and I think you'll enjoy it because it's a good show, and I've been waiting for you to come back on so that I can
recommend it.
And it's on its 7th season. Some people think it's running out of steam a little bit after 7 seasons, but you feel
it's still good.
It's not as good, but it's still trying new ideas, and I appreciate that. There's one inside of a karaoke booth, after work karaoke booth, and you can tell the relationships between all the work colleagues as it goes around the room and keeps coming back, and all the song choices is how the character feels. It's incredible.
Okay, cool.
It's such good writing. I don't know how they do it every season. It's ridiculous. Like they must.
Yeah, because that's many seasons. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think they've said that they've got no more ideas and that they're running out. Of, so I'm thinking it's a good idea to maybe stop.
Once it's done, it's done. They need to stop.
They might get another 2 seasons from the BBC, but I would like it to end here. And Troy's back.
That was weird because you guys left me.
We never left you.
You left us. You
There's no way.
You left us.
There's no. You went silent for like a whole half an hour ago.
You silenced us.
You left the chat room according to our side. Anyway, Troy's back. I've just sold Alex on inside number 9.
Okay.
Troy, would you like to quickly try and sell it to Alex? Like what episodes without spoiling the contents?
No, from what I can tell, you sold it to you pretty well yourself. But all I'll say is I wouldn't say a particular episode. I'd say the wackiness, the craziness inside number 9, the X-Files-esque type of vibe that you get through it as well, and that kind of weird UK swagger that you get on this show. So I'd say that it's a very unique show. I think you'd like it because like Alice in Wonderland, that kind of thing. I know you like that kind of thing with very weird topsy-turvy twists and turns. I think that's going on. So yeah,
there's one where they go backwards in time. They keep going back 10 minutes, and then you find out everything. That's one of the best episodes ever.
Yeah.
And then there's one where it's just a webcam.
Interesting.
Fucking mental.
Oh yeah.
There's another one where it's just people talking to the camera. And then it's half an hour and just talking to the camera. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like, oh shit, okay. It's brilliant.
Oh my god. That was
Inside 9. Very,
Inside
very as
number
well.
9. Inside number 9.
I'm gonna make a note, guys, because you guys have said so much, and I will forget.
Yeah, write that down. It's amazing.
I'm gonna dump it in the chat for Alex. Hold
on. This is on BBC.
Copy. Paste. I'm amazing. I'm doing online chat. Hold on.
He is, to be honest.
There we go.
Online chats.
Another chat box. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Inside
that one.
That's how I know what to do with the things. Anyway, so that's. Oh no, there's a quick feature I'm going to include. I don't think I've told Troy about this.
Okay.
So we were going to do a horror podcast, but then I decided 3 podcasts a week is too much. So I thought each week we could quickly talk about a horror movie at the end of an episode for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to call this section "It's Behind You."
It's behind you. Okay.
Because we've been talking about a horror podcast forever.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? We'll just add it on to Syndrome. We've got the House of Renovation. I can't do a 3rd podcast a week.
Let's just do it here.
Yeah, still right.
So I'm going to pick a movie each week, and then we're just going to see if you guys have seen it, and then we're just going to go with it.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
So I just want. How about Alex picks a horror movie, because we've most probably seen it. Alex is learning from me about a good horror movie, so I want to see what Alex has got.
I'm gonna go with an old one. Troy's face.
I'm like, what is it?
I gave her a big list of stuff I've seen. So
Well, this is a very unexpected one, but it's one of my old-time favorites.
Okay.
Dun, dun. It's called Rosemary's Baby.
All right, I like.
Very good.
I like it a lot. I like it. Okay.
wow.
It's a very good. It's one of the best horror. I think it's a classic. It's probably
It is a classic.
a cult one for anyone that likes horror. I think
It's very subtle, that film, and
it's
nobody
very
really talks
subtle,
about
but it's really weird. It's good.
Very subtle, weird, but the very traumatic experience of a mother and a baby. You know, when that stuff that happens, you know, what's going to happen to your baby, what's going to come out like, you never know.
mental.
It's that kind of thing. So I like that kind of thing.
I remember seeing it because I had never heard of it years ago. I think my sister or someone else had told me, like, if you love horror, how have you never seen this? And I was like, yeah, okay, let's watch it. And I was like, I was so like shocked, like, oh my god, because it's really hard to find movies that leave you in that sort of state of shock.
You take it away with you. This film. Some films stay with you forever, and you just kind of think about them when you finish with them. And that's why I'm telling you, Inside Number 9 does that every week with me, nearly. It makes you think, oh shit, you have to reevaluate everything you've seen in the episode because they put the clues in. That's a good film. When you think about what the characters have done.
And it's very old. I mean, how old is it? I can't even remember.
70s.
It's got to be 70s.
I love the 70s. I'm on a run of 70s films at the moment. The Omen, bloody, like The Fog. That's 81. Sorry, that's not a 70s film.
Oh, Rosemary's Baby. The
68.
original one, 68.
Yeah.
68. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What a great film.
Classic.
I've watched a lot of old horror recently. I'm watching a lot of 80s, 70s, 60s horror. Because, like, I can't be watching the modern horror. It's good, but there's something about the old horror where it wasn't shaky camera all the time. It was like proper.
Yeah.
I like well shot horror, and a lot of horror now is going back to away from the shaky camera. It's going back to properly shot.
Slow.
May not have a big budget, but with horror you don't always need a big budget. You just kind of need a good script and good actors.
Yeah.
I love a well shot horror movie. If I can't see what's scary, it's not scary. I'm sorry, I've said this a million times. Shaky camera, like if I did this.
Yeah, like it's just annoying, isn't it?
That's like the worst stuff. I've seen so many bad ones. It's insane. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there was this one. What was it called? Like these youngsters, like walking around in the middle of nowhere. Blair Witch. So bad.
That's not too bad.
One of the original shaky cam movies.
Not too bad. I've seen some movies where it's so obnoxious. Cloverfield.
I've seen worse than that.
Like the worst.
Yeah, that's probably not the worst, but it's got some, you know.
I like Cloverfield.
Cloverfield is one of the worst for shaky.
I like Cloverfield.
Oh yeah.
Cloverfield.
You can't see shit though. Like
there are some bad shaky cam moments in the movie, but I like Cloverfield.
Like, yeah, I really like Cloverfield.
Paranormal Activity does it quite well because you can kind of see what you're meant to see because they always have the camera on the wall. That's great.
That's more that stationary light shaky cam because sometimes
that's fine. I'm down with that. But when I've always had the problem of why are you still filming, motherfucker? Put that camera down and run. Like turn that camera off and run. It's never a good idea to keep the camera on. Blair Witch is quite good though. It doesn't do too much running with the camera. I appreciate Blair Witch.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I thought it was the worst horror film I've ever seen. But when you watch it when you're older, there are rumors, there are theories that the guys led her to get murdered. That actually they sabotaged the whole trip. And they showed. I watched this YouTube video and it's gone. Funny how this guy did this and this guy did this and they tried to kill her. You're like, hold on a second. Was that the intention? Did they take her out to the woods to murder? It like you don't know, but it could.
Okay. Interesting.
I love people's analysts on horror movies. It's great.
Okay. Interesting. So that
Rosemary's Baby is an underrated classic.
Rosemary's Baby, that's a good pick. I like that. That's a good pick.
Good pick. I watched Carrie the other day as well.
Carrie, another classic.
Yeah,
It's
I
another
don't like
classic.
the remake is not good. Like the awful remake. I'm talking about the original
I'd
70s.
never even watch it. Like, what's the point?
Like
Yeah,
the
I've seen
remakes are so boring. I avoid remakes like the plague because there's no point.
I
Unless
mean, one I really liked, which is new, which is Mother with Javier Bardem. I think
Oh,
it's a
Mother.
bit similar to
Jennifer
Rosemary's Baby.
Lawrence.
You know, because there's all these like things that plans to do to the baby. I mean, it's quite horrific. The
Yeah.
Is that
end
with
of
Jennifer
it
Lawrence?
it's horrible. Have
Yeah,
you
Jeff
seen
Lawrence,
it?
Mental movie that one.
Mental.
It makes no. You can't. I've read so many takes on it because it doesn't quite tell you what's happening. It's just. It's a film. It is mental. It's like polarizing to people. That film.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
was like I was quite traumatized, I think.
People.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of
there's
people
one.
movie.
There's one called Benny Loves You. It's about. It's done on the cheap, but it's about a horrific
Yeah, lovely.
puppet that murders people and his best friend.
I think I heard that one. Yeah.
It's so cheaply made, but there's a bit where he starts backflipping. He fights. It's a robot,
What?
and he does like this backflip with no wires, and you're like, how the fuck have you done that on such a small budget? Like he's doing proper like Bruce Lee style like knife fights with this robot. And you're like, how? How have you done that? Because before he's like, with like really obviously someone's
Yeah.
grabbing him, and you can't see him move. And then they start doing he's starting doing backflips and all these intricate arm and leg movements. Benny Loves You is a good movie. Though. It's go check it out, Alex. It's really funny, but the main
Yeah,
character is a complete twat.
Scum.
He doesn't get rid of Benny fast enough.
Oh my gosh,
But
man.
it's just so funny because Benny loves you. And I say that to my wife now, and she finds it creepy. It's like that. It's a bear murdering people. It's so stupid.
That's so weird. That's weird. Oh my gosh. So you got Rosemary's Baby. You got Carrie. I literally watched it like a couple of days ago. Something I was supposed to watch years back. I never got around to watching it. It's called In the Mouth of Madness. It's a Sam Neill movie. He stars it. John Carpenter directed and written. So it's yeah. Anyone who's into H.P. Lovecraft type of things, Lovecraftian type of horror, cosmic horror type of thing. That's my jam right there. So yeah. So basically, the premise of the movie is that. Oh wait, I hope this come out. Let me come out. Let me see when it came actually. I think it was like 1994 is when it came out. So literally, it's about somebody who's like this scam a stopper. He basically insurance scams and he like pretends they're like need to like get insurance, claim insurance. He's there to kind of stop them, kind of like work out who's fake and who's like legit. So that's his kind of job, with his first job. But he literally runs into this axe murderer who is literally possessed by this kind of cosmic deity that is literally being driven by this author called Sutter Kane, who's written this book that has literally replaced the Bible, basically in this world, because it's sold so many billions and billions of copies of this book. People are slowly going mad, they're going crazy. They got split eyes, like almost like lizard-like almost at this point. Go around, it's chaos on the streets. Sam Neill goes to find this place called Hobbs End, which shouldn't exist, but since Sutter Kane is this author who's literally almost like a god at this point, who's actually created all these places that people can actually go to, and he has so much psychic energy to make things real. It's just chaos, and these old ones, as it's called in this movie, these old ancient cosmic deities that's trying to get through into our world. These humans that kind of been kind of used to power these creatures to come in to enter the world, and it's crazy. You don't know what's fantasy, you don't know what's real, because Sutter Kane, this author, this kind of evil author, is saying how Sam Neill, is a character in his book. So you don't know where his character starts and where his real life begins. and he literally gets captured by these guys and sent in a mental asylum. Because that's what you see most of this movie. He's in an asylum somewhere, and chaos is running the streets, and he just like comes out and he's like, to him he just starts laughing. He just goes insane. So this movie is incredible. John Carpenter is a G. Anyone who watches a John Carpenter movie, this guy, his work is impeccable. John Carpenter's score, the creatures, everything, the practical design. The practical design is amazing. The way it's directed, the way it's shot, the script, it's incredible. Man. It's incredible. In the Mouth of Madness, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. But if you're into that kind of cosmic horror, I'd suggest that movie, In the Mouth of Madness. A straight classic, cult hit. Check it out right there. There you go. So that's one, and another one as well. I think you should watch as well. It's called The Seed. That's a recent one. I think I told Ben about it like literally the other day. The Seed. Alex, you haven't seen it. Go check it out.
The Seed.
Yeah, it's called The Seed. Yeah,
Right.
these three women.
Plant.
These three women.
Right,
go out on a holiday somewhere at this girl's dad's house.
Who gets
Which massive house. So basically, this meteorite hits this place, the guy's house. It goes straight into the swimming pool. Opens up. It's almost like an armadillo creature. They kind of go, "Oh, what is this? This thing stinks." I'm gonna do a quick rundown right now. So they literally hire this little pool boy to kind of move this creature out because their dad's coming home at some point, and then weird stuff just starts happening. Crazy stuff just starts going on right now. I'm on a cosmic horror binge, guys. I'm cosmic horror going crazy right now. So this is another one right there called The Seed. I've got my little genre stuff going on right now. So yeah. So there you go. That's another one. So you got In the Mouth of Madness, The Seed.
Is The Seed about pregnancy or anything? Or?
I'm not gonna spoil anything because this one's.
It sounds like
this one's a little bit.
When you hear seed, it sounds
yeah,
like
you hear that, but you have to watch the movie for yourself.
It's either plant or like pregnancy, and I'm wondering like
check it out.
Happens when the alien turns up. It sounds really crazy.
It's a bit crazy.
The title makes me think it's a spoiler.
I can say anything
When you
else.
said The Seed, I'm like, there's two ways to go.
Else.
Plant that goes out of control, or somebody starts mistreating women badly.
I'm gonna say anything else. Just go check it out.
Okay, I think we
need to
wrap way up. We're going to do the horror thing each week at the end of the podcast because I feel like this is the way we do the horror talk instead of a third podcast.
A separate one.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't.
No, it's too much.
It makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have a life or wife if I did a third podcast. Right. So no social life for me if I did a third podcast. So, Troy, do you want to do all your admin?
Oh, yes.
You're here.
Okay, so Legend of Old 101, pop culture news, reviews, reactions, all that good stuff. Check me out, like, share, subscribe. But now you know what to do. Go to my channel. Yes. And go follow Ben as well. He's got a channel on YouTube as well.
Yeah, but it's not uploaded at all. It's got some video game live streams, and it might go up again when my wife is on holiday.
Yes.
Have a bit more free time. No,
Alex, got anything to push?
No, I'm like.
No, nothing from me today, guys. I've got to go.
Okay,
but it's lovely to be back, and hopefully I'll be back soon. Soonish.
Yes.
Alex's website for
psychotherapy. Yeah, it's the same one.
In the description, and she's beginning to get people like so. Please feel free if you ever need to talk about your mental health. Please give it a look. And Alex is really good at her job, so you'll be thankful. I think.
Don't you guys hear this soothing voice? You know, Alex in this voice is
she's really good. She understands.
Tell you your problems. You know, you just hear that voice.
Come
on. Go on,
Please go check out Alex's website as well because you know she's a friend of the podcast and she's really good at it. So
thank you, guys.
No problem.
Our pleasure. That's for sure.
Okay. So, and everything else is in the description below. I'm not going to pimp everybody's shit this week. I can't be bothered. It's there, Facebook group, Twitter.
It's all down there in the description box below. It's all down there.
When Helen's not here, I just cut it to the thing quickly. So, it's goodbye for me.
Goodbye for me.
Bye, guys.
Oh, I hope shooty, Jodie's in the face in the regeneration.